celebrating as African champions here in Morocco. They are winners.
The Nigerian Super Falcons reminded the whole of Africa and the world that they are still queens of the continent. When they landed in Morocco for the 2025 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, many expected a good fight, but what they gave us was so much more. A fierce, emotional and dramatic journey that ended with a 3-2 comeback win against host nation Morocco in the final. It was their 10th WAFCON title, a record that speaks for itself. Under the leadership of coach Justin Madugu, this squad was a beautiful mix of experience and young fire. Let's take a look at each player who made the country proud. At number 23, we have Chiamaka Nnadozie, Nigeria's number 1. She was not just a goalkeeper, she was a brick wall, a commander from the back and the loud voice pushing the team forward when things got tough. She played all 6 matches and stood tall in every single one. She conceded just 1 goal before the final, and that alone tells you how dominant she was. CAF awarded her the best goalkeeper of the tournament, and nobody can argue with that. As of July 2025, Chiamaka's club career took a new turn. After her contract with Paris FC in France expired, she joined Brighton and Hove Albion in the Barclays Women's Super League. It's a big move, and it shows how much the world is starting to pay attention to what this Nigerian shot-stopper brings to the table. At number 22, we have Tochukwu Oloi. She didn't play a single match in the tournament, but her presence was still felt. Tochukwu Oloi, the experienced backup keeper, wore the number 1 jersey but sat out all games because Nnadozie was simply unstoppable. That said, Oloi brought maturity and calm to the camp. In the pre-games vibe, she was the loudest voice to calm the tension. She currently plays for Eastern Flames in Saudi Arabia. While it's not Europe, the Saudi Women's League is growing, and Oloi has been holding it down as one of their most reliable keepers. At number 21, we have Osinachi Ohale. When you're talking about rock-solid defenders in African football, Osinachi Ohale is a name that must come up. The veteran centre-back played 5 games. Alongside Ashley Plumtree and Michelle Aloier, she helped organize a defense that conceded very little onto the final. Her positioning, ability to read the game, and leadership made her one of the pillars of the team. She currently plays for Pachuca in Mexico, and the Mexican League is lucky to have her. She brings calm, consistency, and power to their defense week in, week out. At number 20, we have Shukurat Oladibo. She didn't get many minutes, just 1 start in the group stage against Algeria and 1 substitute appearance in the final when she was brought on in the dying minutes. But what she brought to the team was versatility. She could play as a centre-back or full-back, and having that kind of depth on the bench is what makes championship teams. As of now, Shukurat plays for AS Roma in the Italian Serie A Feminile. That's not an easy league, and the fact that she's holding her own there speaks volumes. She's still growing and learning, but she's already on the radar as one of Nigeria's next defensive mainstays. At number 19, we have Michelle Aloier. She owned the right back position from start to finish. She played every minute of all 5 out of 6 matches, and whether it was tracking back to shut down a winger or charging forward to join the attack, she brought unmatched energy. Her defensive intelligence was on full display, and she had the discipline to stay in position even when the game got frantic. In the semi-final against South Africa, with the score tied at 1-1 and extra time just a few minutes away, Aloier picked up the ball way outside the box and let fly a thunderbolt of a shot from 35 yards. That goal wasn't just a match winner, it was a statement. That one strike sent Nigeria to the final, and her celebration said it all, pure unfiltered joy. Her performances earned her a well-deserved spot in the CAF Best 11 of the tournament. She handled Morocco's top attackers like a veteran, especially Ibtissam Jeraidi and Ghislaine Chebak in the final. Aloier didn't let them breathe. Right now, she's still doing her thing at Houston Dash in the United States NWSL, where she's not just a dependable right back, but a modern-day fullback who knows how to impact both ends of the pitch. She also works part-time as a cancer research technician. She's truly remarkable. Next up at number 18, we have Ashley Plumtree. She was Nigeria's defensive rock, calm, composed, and physically commanding. She was the glue that held the backline together. She started all but 1 match, and her partnership with Osinachi Ohale was the backbone of a defense that conceded just 1 goal throughout the entire tournament before the final. During the group stage, she was immense. Nigeria kept 3 consecutive clean sheets and topped the group, and CAF named her in the group stage Best 11. She was also relentless in the knockouts and was in tears after helping the team to victory. As of now, Planta is still playing her football in Saudi Arabia for Etihad Al-Ittihad Ladies FC, where she's one of the most respected foreign defenders in the league. She's helping raise the standard of women's football in the region while still proudly flying the Nigerian flag wherever she goes. At number 17, we have Sikira Tuisa. She's a home-based defender, and though she only got on the pitch a few times during the tournament, she made sure her presence was felt. She also came in as a late substitute in the final to close up the defense after Nigeria had done the comeback. Being part of a title-winning squad is a big deal for any home-based player, and for Sikira too, this experience is one that will push her career to greater heights. She plays her club football with Nasarawa Amazons in the Nigerian Women's Football League, where she is known for her strong tackles and commitment. At number 16, we have Oluwatosin Demehi. Standing tall in central defense, Demehi brought not just defensive grit but also danger in attack during set pieces. She played in all matches, starting most of them, and proved to be one of Nigeria's most valuable assets in both penalty areas. Her most iconic moment was the powerful header in the 5-0 demolition of Zambia in the quarters. It was Nigeria's fourth goal of the day, and it came off a perfectly delivered free kick. Demehi rose above everyone and buried it. At the club level, she plays for Galatasaray Sportive in Turkey's Women's Super League. She's already made a name for herself in Europe, and with performances like this, her stock will only keep rising. She has got that rare blend of youth and maturity, and the WAFCON trophy might just be the first of many in her career. At number 15, we have Miracle Losani. She might not have seen much action on the pitch as she played just one match, but her selection was a clear signal from the coaching staff that she's a part of the future as a youngster. Just 18 years of age, being part of this championship-winning team gave her valuable experience traveling with the squad, watching how seasoned professionals pair, train, and stay focused. Back home, she's a promising young defender with Edo Queens, one of the top teams in Nigeria's domestic women's league. Everyone in the local football scene knows how she's one to watch. With the exposure from this WAFCON tournament and a clear development path ahead of her, Usani could very well be one of Nigeria's main stars in the year to come. At number 14, we have Rashidat Ajibadi. If you watched WAFCON 2025 and didn't fall in love with Rashidat Ajibadi's brilliance, then maybe you were watching the wrong channel. She's the team's captain and leads with her feet, her voice, and her spirit. She played all 6 matches for Nigeria, starting each one with the same fiery determination she has always been known for. One of her biggest moments came in the semi-final clash against South Africa. With the game hanging in the balance, Rashidat stepped up to the penalty spot and calmly slotted the ball past the goalkeeper. That goal broke the deadlock and paved the way for a hard-fought 2-1 win. Throughout the tournament, she was Nigeria's midfield magician, spraying passes, launching attack, and leading from the front. CAF took note too. She was named player of the tournament, a well-deserved honor, after also scooping woman of the match 3 times. In the final against Morocco, when Nigeria fell behind 2-0 early on, it was Rashidat who refused to drop her shoulders. Her energy lit a fire under the team, and before long, Nigeria clawed its way back into the game and eventually lifted the trophy. As of July 2025, Rashidat is currently a free agent after a successful spell with Atletico Madrid in Spain's Liga F. With her WAFCON heroics, there's no doubt big clubs across Europe and beyond will be circling. At number 13, we have Halima Alimatu. She was the silent enforcer in midfield, the one who didn't always grab headlines but was absolutely crucial to Nigeria's shape and balance. After returning from an injury that had kept her out for months, Halimatu slotted back into the team like she never left. She featured in 5 matches including the finals. In the final against Morocco, she had a tough moment early on, losing possession that led to Morocco's opening goal, but instead of letting it break her, she fought even harder. Her recovery play, tackles, and pressing helped Nigeria regain momentum in the second half. That sort of mental strength is what makes Halimatu so valuable. At club level, she continues to shine from Rosengard in Sweden's Damallsvenskan. At number 12, we have Deborah Abodum. She's still young, but if WAFCON 2025 taught us anything, it's that this lady is going to be a midfield general for years to come. Despite missing 1 match due to suspension, she featured in 5 games, bringing a level of energy and control that belied her age. Deborah added a new gear to the midfield. Her style is all action, running tirelessly, intercepting passes, and pushing the team forward. And what's exciting is that she's still evolving. Currently, she's playing in the United States for Dallas Trinity, where she's gaining valuable experience and sharpening her skills in one of the world's most competitive women's football environments. At number 11, we have Jennifer Echegene. She was the spark. Her flair, creativity, and fearlessness added something special to the Super Falcons' attacking play. Jennifer featured in 6 matches during the tournament, coming from the bench in most of them and always looking like she had a goal in her boots. And then came the final. Nigeria had done the unthinkable, coming back from 2-0 down, draw level with Morocco. The game was intense, one more goal could seal it, and it did, thanks to Jennifer. In a moment of chaos inside Morocco's box, a free kick from Esther Okoronga came flying in, and Jennifer was the quickest to react, poking the ball over the line. That goal sealed a dramatic 3-2 win for Nigeria and handed us our 10th WAFCON title. Jennifer is currently playing for Paris Saint-Germain PSG in France's Division 1 Feminine. In a team filled with stars, she has made a name for herself as a rising creative force. At number 10, we have Payne. The versatile midfielder gave the head coach options capable of playing in center of midfield or drifting wide when needed. She played in just the opening game and was injured until the final when she was on the bench. Her most memorable performance came in the group stage where Nigeria dominated Tunisia 3-0. While she didn't get on the score sheet or provide an assist, her intelligent positioning and link-up play made her a key contributor to the team's control of the game. Terry continues to shine in Europe as a member of the Everton women's team. Next up at number 9, we have Christy Uchebe. She doesn't make much noise, but when she steps onto the pitch, everything becomes calmer. She was the glue that held things together in midfield throughout the tournament. Operating as a defensive midfielder, Christy's role was clear and consistent. Win the ball, break up opposition play, and hand the reins to the more attacking-minded players like Rashidat Ajibadi and Jennifer Echini, and she said it all with class. Uchebe played in 5 matches during the tournament, making crucial substitute appearances. Currently, Christy Uchebe plies her trade in Portugal with SL Benfica, where she's earned a reputation as one of the most reliable midfielders in the Campeonato Nacional Femenino. She's been consistent there, anchoring their midfield and helping them maintain domestic dominance. At number 8, we have Asisat Oshala. When it comes to Africa women's football, Asisat is the gold standard. Already one of the most decorated players the continent has ever produced, she brought her signature star power to the 2025 WAFCON. Though used more cautiously, often coming off the bench, she still made a clear impact every time she stepped on the pitch. Oshala played in 4 matches during the tournament, usually being introduced as a substitute. This wasn't due to a lack of form, it was a strategy to manage her workload and avoid injury. Given her long and successful career, in the group stage match against Tunisia, she reminded everyone why she's still deadly. She scored the first goal in that 3-0 victory. What truly sets her apart is a legacy. With over 14 WAFCON goals and having scored in 3 different World Cups 2015, 2019 and 2023, she continues to set records that upcoming players dream of breaking. Now playing for Bay FC in the National Women's Soccer League NWSL in the United States, Oshala is still banging in goals regularly. At number 7, we have Francisca Odega. If you follow the Super Falcons for any length of time, then you already know the name Francisca Odega. A veteran of the team, she's been part of Nigeria's golden generation and still brings that fire and leadership to every tournament. At the 2025 WAFCON, Odega played just 1 match, but her experience proved to be valuable even as a role player. Though she didn't get on the score sheet or register any assists, Odega's presence alone had an impact. Odega currently plays for Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia, where she remains an important player. At number 6, we have Chuendo Ezu. She may not always be in the spotlight, but give her a sniff of a goal and she'll punish you, and that's exactly what she did in this tournament. Known for her composure and physical strength, Ezu was one of the surprise packages of the Super Falcons attacking lineup. She featured in every match, some as a starter, others from the bench, scoring important goals, including a late winning goal against Botswana in the group stages. Ezu currently plays for Pachuca Club de Football in Mexico, where she continues to grow her game. She's not just one of Nigeria's rising stars anymore. She's proven herself internationally and becoming a dependable goal scorer in North America. Next up at number 5, we have Ifeoma Onumono. She's one of those players who may not always get the headlines, but her versatility makes her an important squad member. At the 2025 WAFCON, she didn't get too many minutes, playing mostly as a substitute, but she made sure the team had attacking depth when rotation was needed. Though she didn't have any standout goals or assists, her movement off the ball and ability to stretch defenses helped create spaces for others. At the club level, Ifeoma plays for Montpellier HSC in France's Division 1 Feminine, a competitive league that has helped sharpen her skills even more. She's a regular contributor there and continues to evolve as a forward. At number 4, we have Esther Okoronga. She was without question one of the biggest names of this WAFCON edition. From the group stage all the way to the final, she was the heartbeat of the Super Falcons attack, constantly dropping deep to link up play, spraying passes from wide areas, making clever runs, and never shying away from putting herself herself in the right positions. A combination of intelligence, composure, and sheer class made her one of the standout performers, not just for Nigeria but for the entire tournament. Esther played in all 6 matches and started most of them, showing incredible consistency and fitness throughout the tournament. One of her most memorable performances came in the final against Morocco. Nigeria had fallen behind early and the tension in the stadium was thick, but Esther stepped up when it mattered most. First by calmly converting a penalty to bring Nigeria level, and then by turning provider twice. Her first assist was a beautiful diagonal pass that cut through Morocco's defense and found Olashade Ijamilusi for the equalizer. But the moment that really captured her brilliance was a perfectly placed free kick that landed at the feet of Jennifer Echini, who smashed home the winning goal. Esther finished the tournament with 2 goals and 6 assists. 6! That's not just impressive, it was the highest in the tournament, making her the most prolific contributor in terms of combined goals and assists. She also walked away with the Woman of the Match award in the final, and rightly so. Currently, Esther is plying her trade in Spain's top women's league, Liga F, with UDG Tenerife. At the club, she's been building a strong reputation as one of the most promising forwards in Europe. At number 3, we have Rinsolola Babchid. Every team needs that one player who can inject instant danger with one sprint. For the Super Falcons, that player was Rinsolola Babchid. Known for her lightning pace and ability to take on defenders one-on-one, Rinsolola was often used as a tactical weapon, especially in games where Nigeria needed to stretch the play and pull defenders out of position. She might not have been the most talked about name going into the tournament, but she left her mark. Rinsolola mostly started during the group stages. One of her most memorable moments came in Nigeria's dominant 3-0 win over Tunisia. In that match, she got a goal and an assist. Though her minutes reduced in the knockout stages, her contribution in the early phase of the tournament helps Nigeria secure top spot in the group and build momentum heading into the quarterfinals. At club level, she played alongside Esther at UDG Tenerife in Spain until her contract ran out in July 2025 and she signed for Italian side AS Roma. At number 2, we have Olashade Ijamilusi. She was a breakout star. She came into this tournament relatively under the radar, but by the time the final whistle blew in the championship match against Morocco, her name was being chanted by fans across the continent. Her rise during the tournament is one of the most inspiring stories of WAFCON 2025. Olashade played in all but one match, mostly coming off the bench at the group stages, and then took a starting role as the tournament progressed. She made every minute count. In the final, Nigeria was trailing 2-1 and needed a spark. Esther Okoronga found her with a precise pass, and with nerves of steel, Olashade slotted it home to make it 2-2. That goal was the turning point of the game. From there, Nigeria took control. It was the kind of moment that dreams are made of, a young striker coming off the bench in the biggest match of her career and delivering when it mattered most. She had already shown a glimpse of her talent in the quarterfinal clash against Zambia, where she scored the 5th goal in stoppage time, sealing a 5-0 rout and sending a message to the rest of the tournament. Her finishing was clinical and her timing in the box was perfect. Olashade currently plays in the Nigerian Women's Premier League, but it wouldn't be surprising if European clubs come calling soon. At number 1, we have Chima Okafo. She was part of the squad and full of excitement going into the tournament, but fate had other plans. During one of the team's early training sessions in Morocco, Chima suffered a serious hand injury that required surgery. As per the medical team's advice, she was ruled out of all matches and sidelined for at least 12 days, which meant her tournament ended before it even began. It was a hard blow for her and the team, especially because Chima is known for her energy, tenacity, and finishing skills. Even though she didn't feature in a single match, her presence in the camp still meant a lot. Chima currently plays for a club in the Nigerian domestic league. She has said that she will be looking to make a strong comeback. She's still considered a rising forward in Nigeria's football scene, and her hunger to prove herself will no doubt be stronger than ever after this setback.